Come back. Apologies for the technical difficulties. But we're back online now as Rageman has gone fast as well on 18.8. Buzzer in P2 with a 120.3. Only 4 drivers have set a time of any sort so far. There is the championship leader who's just started a flying lap now, Jamie Mer in the McLaren. And there's a Haas in front of him. Don't know whether he's actually on a flying lap. I don't think he is. That's Matthias ahead of him. So Matthias should stay out of the way, which he does so. And Jamie 3, Sector 1. It was a 22.3, which is the fastest of anyone at this moment in time. Fosberg's just gone to P2 with 1 minute 19.9. So Jamie is making his way through turn 9. It's a 52.5 overall. It's not the best second sector time of anyone. The fastest second sector time has been a 29.9 at the moment. Jess has gone fastest through sector 1 with the lap that she's producing at the moment. So we'll go to her in a moment. In the meantime, Jamie's coming through the last few turns. And this lap of his will put him towards the top, I think. P2 he goes. So not too bad there of a lap for him. Just through sector 2. How is she getting on now? So 52.3 in sector 2 alone. Is a 30.1, which is not the fastest in that sector alone. But it's still a promising lap time that we are about to see from the girl who is sitting in 6th place in the P4 tier. So 118.9 goes to P2. It's a very, very good lap that from Jess. Only a 10th away from Rageman. Goes in front of the championship leader, Jamie, as well. So Jess is very much improving her pace during the course of this season, clearly. As Matthias makes his way through turns 7 and 8. He's not on a fast lap here. I think he's made another mistake as Matthias, so he will need to go again. There's Fosberg, who's just exceeded track limits, unfortunately, so that's that lap done. So Jess in P2. How will she do in tonight's event? She's had 2 4th place finishes this season so far, one of which came 7 days ago at the Hungaroring. She's on her way into the pits, I'd imagine, as Buzzer is going through sector 1. He's improving from what he had posted before. 22.3 through sector 1. Infamous with a 22.4 in sector 1 there. He's already gone round. So we'll go to him because he's closer to the finish line. He could do with a positive result here for Infamous. So where will he end up by the end of tonight's action? We want to get a good grid spot though. Rear wing open. It's P2. So he displaces Jess and puts himself onto the front row of the grid at the moment. 7 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Buzzer in the Mercedes slides wide, and that's going to compromise his line, and he's gone for a spin. He pushed too hard through that last chicane, and Buzzer has paid the price for it. And imagine he'll be ducking into the pits for a new set of tyres. Sakaya through sector 1 with a 23.4. It's not the fastest we've seen at the moment. Here's Kingham, Jess's teammate, making his way through the chicane. His line was a lot more neater. It was a lot neater, I should say. And he's going to make his way over the line. And he goes to provisional pole by over 0.2 of a second. So Kingham in the Williams on provisional pole position. 2 Williams drivers in the top 4 at this moment in time. Kaya in the AlphaTauri. He's a He was a 23.4 in Sector 1, a 30.9 in Sector 2. It's going to be his best lap. It's not going to be... Oh, he's in the barrier! He's pushed too hard. He's crashed out. So Kaya won't set a time at all now, as he's crashed out on circuit. He wasn't smooth enough on the throttle, and that is his session over. So he will join Jason at the back of the grid. And that set of soft tyres will be going straight in the bin. Kingen in the Williams and towards turn 13. Didn't take the best of lines through there, unfortunately. I think that's because he's coming into the pits anyway. Matthias is on the fast lap now, though. So we'll go to him next. And he's had another spin at turn 3. Turn 3, not his favourite corner tonight. Matthias just cannot cut it there. Oh, please keep the car out of the wall, mate. He does so. So Matthias really struggling at the moment. I don't know if it's because of setup, whether he's just carrying too much speed. It's very easy to lose it with these cars, these new ground effect machines for 2022. So Matthias so far this season, last week he didn't even start the race. He's not having the best of seasons either. He means he did start 2 races. He started the first 2 races of the season in Miami and the Red Bull Ring. He got a 10th place finish at the Red Bull Ring, but he failed to finish in Miami. And that's the best we've seen from him this season. He really could do with an improvement tonight. And from what I've seen, in comparison to what I've seen from him in two seasons ago, I feel like he's performed below expectations given the pace I've seen from him in the past. And here's Buzzer in the Mercedes, making his way through turns 1 and 2. Decides not to take that curb on the inside there. He feels that it really could trip him up. Through sector 1, it's a 22.4. It's an improvement on what he had posted last time around. Through turn 5. And through the kink of 6. And we've got a chicane of 7 and 8. It's not the best of lines through there, if I'm honest with you. So by sector 2, you want to be around the low 52s at least. So 52.7 by that stage. In the second sector alone, it's a 30.3, which is 8 tenths slower than what Rageman had posted before. I think Rageman improved his pole position time, and he's continued to extend his margin at the front with 2.5 minutes to go. So still time for someone, or for all the drivers, apart from Kaya and Jason, to get out there and get an improvement done. Buzzer over the line, goes up to 6th place. He improves his time, which sees him displace Fozzie Bear, but that's as good as it's got for him. We've just seen Rageman retire in the pit, so he's not going back out there to do another lap. He feels like he has done enough. Infamous, meanwhile, now he was asked about his chances for tonight. He was asked, while others around you faltered, you seem to be back to your best. With just 5 points between you and the leader, you've won a few races before, but usually followed that up with a DNF, coming off 2 straight podiums. Have you figured this game out now? And Infamous's response was, I'm feeling better now, I'm getting to understand the game better, the grip especially, and we really need to consider that the game has changed a lot. The only problem that a promotion at work and some extra activities in real life has taken up all my time, and I have less training time each day. I really don't know if I can keep the good results. Let's see. And that DNF because a USB wheel disconnected, I can't remember. This changed everything in the fight for the championship. Hope it's the only and last problem like this in the season. Well, you have to feel for him with something as problematic as that through no fault of his own, it seems. So he's got to make sure he doesn't get a repeat of it, otherwise it could prove to be disastrous come the season's end in Bahrain. Well, Infamous is coming round the chicane and the last corner now. Third is where he's at the moment. He goes up to second, ahead of Kingham. So Infamous on the front row of the grid. So it's a promising sight there. Kingham is on a lap. Jess is on a lap. Jamie goes to second place now. 0.02 of a second shy of Rageman's time. So Jamie, crucially, in front of Infamous on the grid at the moment. Kingham in the Williams is next to cross over the line with 15 seconds to go. So he'll be the first driver over the line after the checker flag has been waved. Here he comes then. Jess will be behind him as well, so we'll go to her in a moment. And I think he's dropped it as Kingham. He has. So fourth or lower is where he'll end up. You don't want to compromise Jess's lap. He doesn't. Now, can Jess move up from fifth on the grid here? The answer to that is yes, she can. Ahead of her teammate. So Jess out-qualifies Kingham and he's on the second row of the grid. Brilliant effort from the Brit. Fozzie Bear's had a spin, so he won't be improving. Infamous and Jamie I don't think are going to improve either. So Rageman, by just 0.02 of a second, will be on pole position for the Spanish Grand Prix. Jamie alongside him on the grid, ahead of his nearest title challenger, Infamous, with Jess, Kingham and Fozzie Bear rounding out the top six. And 6 drivers have not set a lap time. Matthias in 8th did set a lap time, but it's nowhere near a representative one, but he does start 8th. So Jamie will be happy with his second position on the grid. So here's your qualifying results, with Rageman and on pole position, looking like an identical lap time actually according to the classification. Jamie alongside him on the front of the grid. It's Infamous and Jess on row 2, followed by Kingham and Fozzie Bear making up the third row, with Bazza and Matthias the last of those to have set a lap time. Giggle, Mega Gamer, Kaya, Jason, Smithy Chris and Mason did not set a lap time, but at least they have saved some tyres for the race that's coming up in a few moments' time. Who will win the Spanish Grand Prix in the P4 tier? We'll find out in a moment. So we're just a few moments away from the start, and just want to run through a steward's driver's briefing, because the action zones that they will be looking out for are at turns 1, 7 and 9. So turn 1 is obviously one of the tricky ones to overtake, on which explains why turn 1 is often seen as a driver's best chance to make a pass. So we expect to see plenty of late braking manoeuvres into a corner, which also allows the chance to fight back through turns 2 and 3. Turn 7 is as traction is crucial for that corner, as on this tricky acceleration zone through the exit of turn 7 and through 8. Again, a good exit is crucial if you want to carry good speed through turn 9, but the camber and elevation makes wheel spin hard to keep under control, particularly when tyre wear comes into play. So the drivers are also aware, make sure they enter the pits by going to the right of the bar line. The 5 red lights come on ahead of the drivers. It's the lights out, and away we go. Rageman gets off the line poorly as Jamie gets a jump on him at the start. Infamous also alongside, and we've got the Williams of Jess making up ground as well. Brilliant start from Jess in the Williams, but she stays in third place behind the Alpine as Infamous makes contact behind her. So Jamie stays in the lead though by quite some way. Then it's Rageman in second place. It's Jess, Kingham and Infamous in the top 5. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. It looks like Kaya has gone round for a spin in the AlphaTauri. So Jamie out in front then with Rageman giving chase, and it's the two Williams of Jess and Kingham in third and fourth. Infamous getting off poorly there. It's down to fifth place, and we can see an Aston Martin of Mega Gamer making up ground. Nealon making contact there with Fozzie Bear, but somehow has kept it clean all the way through. He's up to sixth place now behind the Red Bull. So Mega Gamer on a charge there in the Aston Martin. Jason up to ninth in the Red Bull, ahead of Giggle. With Smithy, Chris, Mason, Matthias and Kaya bringing up the rear so far. Jason down the inside of Buzzer through turn 10. Really nice move there. As you can see the Ferrari there of Giggle making contact with the Mercedes. He thought there was a gap to get through there. The door was open, but Giggle couldn't make it work. Jamie going round the last turn, and he's going to lead the field over the line at the end of lap 1. 1 second clear already, which will come crucial by this time around when the DRS is enabled. And you see Jess watching Rageman taking somewhat of a different line on the straight, but he moves back to the racing line as he gets to the turn. Giggle is in the pits for Ferrari. He's clearly picked up damage, I think, from the contact with Buzzer. Yeah, it was minor damage he picked up, so he's in for a knee front wing. So you can see the tyres of which the drivers are on. Now they've only got 4 sets of softs, a medium and a hard, unless you are Kaya, of course, who wrecked his set of soft tyres in qualifying. He won't be using those again. And not to mention that there is a rule in terms of the number of pit stops you have to make in this race. You have to make 2 mandatory pit stops in terms of which tyres to be on. That's the driver's choice, but they must make 2 tyre changes, otherwise it's an automatic disqualification at the end of the race. So Jamie extending his lead at the front, 1.5 seconds already as he comes out of turns 12 and 13. With Rageman in second place in the Alpine. Jess doing a good job in third place, but she'll want to extend the gap over her teammate to make sure she is not under threat of the DRS. But having said that, she will have the DRS currently because she is within a second behind Rageman in second position. Now the drivers are coming over the line. Fastest laps are going around left, right and centre as Jess piles on the pressure of Rageman, pulling away from Infamous, who's just got in front of Kingham. So Infamous up into 4th place now in the Red Bull, as Kingham will be under threat from Mega Gamer. And just noticed that Matthias had damage on the opening lap as well. As you can see, Mega Gamer down the inside of Kingham into turn 5. What a move there from the Aston Martin. Mega Gamer making the move work, and now Jason taking advantage of the open door. He makes contact with the Williams, but he gets through safely. So Jason up into 6th place. Kingham at the start of the lap was in 4th place, now down to 7th by the time they get to turn 9. So he's got a lot of ground to make up from here. Has he got damage, I wonder, from contact earlier on? It doesn't look like he's had, according to the PAS. And now Rageman is back within a second of Jamie, so he will have the DRS now behind Jamie. I can just see that I think Kingham has gone down the order. He's had a spin at turn 11, but has rejoined. So he's had a nightmare on the first few laps. He was 4th on the grid, is now down to 11th place by the time the 3rd lap is done. You can just see Infamous with the rear wing open behind Jess, who doesn't have the DRS. Infamous does. Infamous has a look, but can't make it stick. Kingham in the pits, albeit too quickly. And it's a 5-second time penalty, which he can take at his next pit stop. So he wants to get rid of those soft tyres now. Which compound will he go onto for the second stint? The answer to that question is the mediums. Kingham very much on the back foot already. Just to remind you that the top 12 score points in One Hub Racing, and there's also a point for the driver inside the top 10 for the fastest lap, and a point also for a driver outside the top 10 with the fastest lap in that particular part of the field. So points are on offer left, right and centre as we watch Mega Gamer getting good drive coming out of turn 10. He's alongside the Red Bull of Infamous, goes round the outside into turn 12, and I think he's made the move stick. So Mega Gamer on a charge already in this race is up into 4th place. Brilliantly done by Mega Gamer, the driver who has gone into this race looking at where he is in the championship, he's 12th in the standings. He's failed to finish in each of the last 4 races. He won the season opener in Miami, but nothing has gone right for him since. He wants to repay that with a solid result here in Barcelona. So Mega Gamer right up behind Jess. Now, how much will Jess fight this one? I think given her consistency, she may not fight it that much. She really wants a positive result out of this. Mega Gamer just wants every point that he can get. Now, will he do what he did last time? He's going round the outside this time, but Jess has the high ground on the exit. We've just seen that Rageman is right up behind Jamie. So we're seeing quite a few battles now between the front of the field and the midfield. Rageman into the slipstream with the DRS open. Will they make the move stick into turn 10? He's alongside. And he takes it, I believe. They're quite slow coming out of turn 10 there. Rageman round the outside. He's back into the lead again on that 5. So Rageman takes the lead of the race as Mega Gamer is finally through on Jess. So Mega Gamer up into 3rd place. Can he make it 2nd by the time they get to turn 1? As he will have the DRS behind Jamie. But Jamie will also have the DRS as he's within a 2nd of Rageman ahead. Jess is going to be engulfed here in a minute because Infamous is going to be alongside her. And he goes through ahead of the Williams. Jason stays behind. Infamous running wide at turn 1. He can't quite keep the car on the racing line, but now he does so. We've just seen that Jason is also making a pass on Jess. It's a good exit out of turn 3, which will give him the inside line into turn 4. And Jason goes in front. So Jason in the Red Bull, up into 5th place. Jess dropping back somewhat now. She'll still be in the fight. It'll be interesting to see what each driver's strategies are going to be. We are on lap 6, so we are at the point now, pretty much, where we should start to see the soft runners start to come into the pits as Mega Gamer is right up the gearbox there of Jamie as they approach turn 10. He goes to the inside, breaks out a little bit later, and Mega Gamer goes up into 2nd place. Mega Gamer continuing his fight through the field. And looking where he was on the grid, he started 10th, he's now into 2nd place by the time they complete the 6th lap. So Mega Gamer is within DRS range behind Rageman. They go through turn 1. Jamie and Infamous and Jess with Fozzie Bear. Quiet back there in 7th place as you see Mason come into the pits. I would imagine this is going to be a scheduled pit stop. And Kingdom had damaged his front wing earlier, so that's why he came into the pits a few laps ago. So Mason will come back out behind Smithy in 11th place. Bazza and Matthias fight over 8th position. Rageman and Mega Gamer continue to pull away. As we watch the top 6, who are all separated by less than 5 seconds. Now Mega Gamer's within DRS range. And I think this is going to be a change of the lead here as Mega Gamer pulls alongside now as Jamie comes into the pits, as does Jason. But I want to watch Mega Gamer take the lead here from Rageman, and he goes through. So nicely done. As we will go to Jamie, who's in the pits, and he goes onto a set of medium tyres. Jason's done the same. And I think you're going to see them back out with some clean air in front of them. And I think Smithy's lost connection somehow. He's been struggling to get back in. As Kingdom tries to get through. He'll have DRS, so he should move in front of this battle. He's past the McLaren. And into 11th place now. There's the AlphaTauri just ahead. And looks like Kingham's going to go right to the outside. See, nearly bang wheels there. I think Kingham with better drive. And he should be through by this point now. And up into 10th place he goes. Does Kaya fight back? He does a little bit, but can't quite make the move as Matthias goes for a spin there in the Haas. He has struggled so far throughout tonight as the top four pits in. So we've got Mega Gamer, Raceman, Infamous and Jess in. Fuzzybear also in. Now is Bazza coming into the pits as well in the Mercedes? He might well do. We've just seen a time penalty come on the board. I don't know who's that for. It's for Infamous. He's been speeding in the pit lane, unfortunately, so that'll be 5 seconds to be served at his next pit stop. As we watch Mega Gamer come out of the pits there. There's Buzzer, who's just got in front of Rageman, but doesn't get in front of Mega Gamer. So Mega Gamer, through the first round of pit stops, is in the lead still. Very well done there. He's going to have a track position as we watch Jason, who's been in the pits a lap ago, makes the most of his outlap and this lap so far to get in front of Rageman. So Rageman trying to get his tyres up into the optimum window. He's also got the McLaren of Jamie breathing down his neck. Kingham's out of the race. Kingham has crashed out of turn 3 and we might well see the first safety car of the race. So Kingham, who had that spin earlier, is right in the middle of the track there, and the safety car is coming out on circuit. Now, this is good news actually for Buzzer because he's not been in the pitch yet, so he could maybe go on to another set of the soft compound tyres, or he could decide to go onto the mediums or whatever. He won't want to go on the hards because he'll want to try and stretch out the medium stint as much as possible before he comes in again for his second mandatory pit stop. He's coming in now. I doubt that the pit lane's going to be that busy, so he can take all the time he needs with this pit stop. So he's in the pits. He should get out in front of the McLaren of Mason. I've just seen that Jamie's come back into the pits. This is his second stop. He's going on to the hard compound, so he can now go to the end of the race. Matthias also in the pits. Fuzzybear in for his second stop as well. So Jamie and Fuzzybear have both made their second mandatory pit stops. They can legally go to the end of the race now without making another pit stop. So we've now definitely got a mixture of strategies involved in the front runners. That's going to change the course of this race by the time the safety car comes back in again. It's a disappointment for Williams though as Kingham retires. So all hopes rest on Jess on salvaging a positive result. It's also good news for Giggle actually as well because he can now catch up to the back of the field. Hopefully it won't be too long before this race gets back underway again. As Mega Gamer catches up to the safety car. Just notice that he's gone to another set of soft compound tyres. So he's going for a more aggressive strategy here. It's kind of good news for him because with the safety car out, he won't be using as much tyre life during these first few laps under the safety car. He will obviously lose more tyre wear under green conditions once the race does get back underway again. He'll probably go into a set of mediums for his final pit stop. Another thing to notice actually as well is that Giggles made his third pit stop of the race, which is more than his mandatory pit stop allowance, so, or what he's legally obliged to. He do make 2 mandatory pit stops in this race. Your race order then is that Mega Gamer is out in front. He's not in championship contention. Jason in second. But what he said in his pre-race interview, he's not in championship contention because he's going to be absent for one of the last 2 races of the season, which is a bit of a shame. He's currently second place. Rageman has gone into this race 8th in the championship. He's not in championship contention realistically. He's in 3rd. Infamous is 4th, but has that 5-second time penalty hanging over him. When he comes in for his next pit stop is in 4th position. And it's Jess in 5th place. She's got one more stop to make. And it's Buzzer in 6th position. It's Jamie who's made both his stops now. He's in 7th position in the McLaren. Mason 8th. Matthias 9th and Smithy in 10th place. As it stands, if the race was to finish as it is now, Infamous would collect 12 points for finishing 4th, and Jamie in 7th place would collect only 6, which would see Infamous take the lead of the championship, but Infamous still has another stop to make anyway. So we're right on board with Giggle, who needs to fight his way through the field now. This is a golden opportunity for him to salvage a very, very strong result. He needs this. He really, really needs this. He's gone into this round 14 points behind. He was absent last week in Hungary. And a podium or a victory would be some recompense for that. The safety car is coming in at the end of this lap, which is a very late call because Kaya's just caught up to the back of the field. So when will Mega Gamer decide to go here? He has gone now, I believe, and we're back underway again at the beginning of lap 12. And Jason will want to get into the slipstream here of the Aston Martin. Pulls out alongside, and he takes the lead of the race, does he? Side by side, the Aston Martin goes over the curb, gives Jason a little bit of a nudge as he rejoins, but no major contact made there. So Mega stays in front, with Jason in 2nd place. Infamous is up to 3rd now ahead of Rageman. Rageman fights him back though, and the Alpine's back in front of the Red Bull driver as we watch Jess fend off Buzzer. Jess on the hard compound tyres, so she's not going to have the grip of which the medium runners or the soft runners will have, but it will help her in the long term when she goes onto the soft compound for the last stint. Giggles moved up to 10th place in the Ferrari. He's right behind Matthias. And we should expect to see some more overtaking in the moment as Giggle looks to make a move on Matthias. Now this is a corner where Matthias has struggled already in this race. Goes through there fine this time. Now Giggle will be looking to make his way through as Kaya tries to get through as well. There's no DRS for the first 2 laps of the restart. Jason looking to move in front. Keep his slim chances of the championship alive. He doesn't think he'll win it, but you never know in Grand Prix racing. If he can maybe win this race and win the next one that he is involved in, he may well win the championship. Even if he's not around for the last race or whatever. So we watch the battle for 4th place as Infamous is still ahead of Jess. Jess taking it very carefully. Her racecraft has been very excellent. It's been very good, sorry. It has been excellent this season so far. She's looking for another top result here. 4th place she's managed on 2 occasions. And she make it another top 4 finish today. Now Mega trying to get out of DRS range. He's out of DRS range, but only just. Over the line to complete lap 13. Mega with a new fastest up of the race, a 1:20.6. DRS is now enabled as well. And an accident set to 3, and Kaya's out at exactly the same place as where he crashed out in qualifying. Safety car deployed for the 2nd time now. Now this is good news for the front runners because a lot of them you would expect are going to take their 2nd pit stops now. So Mega will be in at the end of the lap, as will Jason, as will Rageman. Infamous, Buzzer and Jess should be on their way into the pits. It'll be interesting to see what tyres they are going to go on. I would expect them to be on hard compound tyres because they need to make sure they get to the end of the race without running out of tyres towards the end. So what will Mega Gamer decide to do? Now this is crucial as far as the championship is concerned. Well, the top 6 drivers in the championship are still in the running. Jason's 2nd, Infamous 4th, Jess 6th, Jamie 7th, Mason 8th and Giggle 9th. So we're seeing drivers coming into the pits now, but Rageman stays out. Now, is he deciding on a different strategy here? He feels like he can take the mediums a bit further, but he's going to leave himself, I think, with too much to do towards the end. Unless he's gambling on another safety car later on. Bazza stays out, Jamie stays out, Mason stays out, Giggle unsurprisingly stays out. So Mega Gamer is leading the pits now in front of Jason. And Infamous has taken his time penalty now, so he's dropped back behind Fozzie. So he's dropped behind Jess and Fozzie as a result of taking the extra 5 seconds before his Red Bull crew could work on the car. So the only drivers left to take their second mandatory pit stops are Rageman, Bazza, Mason and Matthias. Smithy Chris is not around, he's not controlling his car at the moment. I just hope that doesn't cause any issues on the restart, to be honest with you, because that car is now controlled by the AI. And from what Kaya has had to say, he said that he's got on the power too early when he crashed out, which is a huge shame. He needed a strong result tonight, really. And so he's going to be leaving with no points to gain. His second DNF of the season. I'm just being told that Kingdom did suffer floor damage before he retired, although he did retire on lap 9, so it's hardly relevant now because he's already out of the race. So no rain expected for the remainder of this race as Mason comes into the pits and he's going to go onto a set of medium tyres. So you can go to the end of the race on that. So your race order is Rageman, Bazza, Jamie, who is the highest of those who have made their second pit stops. He's in front of Giggle, who really needs a strong result, does the American. He could mathematically lead the championship if results go for him. And since we had a technical difficulty which saw the first stream come to an abrupt halt, it's a good time for me to mention One Hub Racing's sponsors and partners. We begin with Next Level Racing, who sponsor the league by providing its prizes. Pure Sim Gear, who sponsor the league by providing a pair of their sim racing gloves to the driver with the most combined pole positions and fastest laps. Gamergoo, who sponsor the league by providing Gamergoo samples to the trophy winners. Onto our partners, Vespa Team, who partner One Hub Racing with the support of the championship prizes. ERT, who support the Going Gets Tough award and league trophies. And finally, SimGrid, who power One Hub Racing with their community and platform. There is a website where you can have a look at all the details of how each driver is doing as far as standings and results are concerned. The safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. We've got 17 laps to go at the end of this one. Rageman looking to bridge out a gap at the front for when he comes in for his final set of tyres. When does he decide to go? He's gone now. So Raceman in the lead, ahead of Buzzer. No dramas on the restart so far. As we watch Buzzer make a look to the inside, can't make it work. Jamie also going a little bit too deep. Jason up to 6th place then, ahead of Mega. So Jason in front of the Aston Martin. He's on the hard compound tyres, remember. So Jason making it work. Just moves in front of Chrissy, or Smithy, I should say. But that car is controlled by the AI. And Mega Gamer trying to get back through on the Red Bull, but can't quite do so yet. Jason looking to get through on Jason as Mega Gamer looks to make his fight back. Looks to the inside. Does he go through? Not quite so yet. Guess he's waiting in the wings at the moment. Some of the drivers running a little bit wide there through 10, but not quite rejoining back into the path of the other drivers, which is good to see. Just seeing Mega Gamer moving on to Matthias now, as did Jason, so both of them have disposed of him. As we look at Fozzie Bear and Jess making a move, I think Fozzie Bear's moved in front of Jess now, so Jess is beginning to drop back. She is on the mediums, remember, so she needs to try and get them to the end if she can. She might be hoping on a safety car. Look at that! Two cars fighting over the position there as Mega Gamer and Jason make contact through turn 4. Jason stays on the circuit. Mega Gamer losing a couple of positions as a result of his attempted overtake on him. That's bad news there. He will not be happy with that. He's got to keep his cool and his calm. As we watch Fozzie Bear line up a move on Matthias in the battle for 6th position. Didn't quite go through yet. Raceman's still in the lead at the moment, with Buzzer in 2nd place, so their mediums will start to fall away in a few laps' time. Jamie on the hard compound should be able to go to the end on the tyres that he's on, no problem whatsoever. The DRS is now enabled again. As we watch Fozzie use his overtake and get through on the Haas driver on this occasion. So Infamous in 10th place. This is not a good position he's in as far as the challenge is concerned, and that's Mega Gamer up the inside of Fozzie Bear into turn 4, and that's a change of position. Mega Gamer up into 7th position now. Next up is Matthias, who wants to dispose of very quickly. He's in DRS range to have a go at turn 10. Just depends on the exit he gets out of turn 9 in comparison to Matthias. Matthias' exit is good. Mega Gamer's exit is decent as well. So shouldn't expect Mega Gamer to go for it. Buzzer picks up the first track limits penalty of the race. 3 seconds it is for him. That's not really good news. We won't want to get another one of those by the time this race is over. As Mega Gamer is so desperate to get in front of the Haas any moment, he'll use the DRS to get in front. This should be a slam dunk manoeuvre here. Here we go. We're going to go to the battle for the lead at the moment because, well, this is Jamie making a move on Buzzer for 2nd place on track. Doesn't make it stick. Matthias and Mega Gamer going side by side into turn 1, and Mega Gamer takes it. So Mega Gamer back into 6th position. The next man ahead of him is the man who he tangled a couple of laps ago. He's got to be careful not to exceed track limits too many times there. So top 5 at the moment. Well, I have to say, Raceman is He's shooting off into the distance, really. He's now 5 seconds clear of Buzzer as Jamie pulls alongside the Mercedes. Buzzer will keep his foot in it. The 2 bang wheels, but Jamie is through into second place. So Jamie ahead of the Mercedes. This is crucial for his championship for Jamie. So he's through into second as Giggle looks to make his way move up the order as we have a spin. Who's that spun round? I just looked to see who it was. It might have been Mason. Oh, it's Mega Gamer. Mega Gamer was the one that went for a spin. So Mega Gamer, I don't think there was contact between him, Jason, this time. I think he's just spun by himself through turn 12. So that's a bad blow there for him. As Jamie looks to pull away from Buzzer. He used the DRS to defend from the Ferrari behind. And Jason right up behind the Ferrari. And go for the move there. So we go for it into turn 7. It'll be very, very ambitious for him to do that. But decides otherwise, and wisely so. And you can see Jason Giggle thinking about a move. Buzzer runs wide, and that gives the invitation for Giggle to make his way through. And thank you very much. I'll take 3rd place. And it looks like Jason's making a move as well. He's due on the Mercedes, who's beginning to struggle now on his mediums. Yeah, he's struggling big time here, I think, is Buzzer. He's got one more stop to make in this race as well, so he's going to drop to the back of the field by the time that stop is done. Rageman also has another pit stop to do. How long will he leave it? He may wait to see if there's a safety car come out on circuit. If it does, that will play into his hands. You see Jess, I think she's just lost the position to Infamous has got through on her. Jess is fighting back though. But Infamous holds his ground and stays ahead. Jason behind Giggle now in the battle for 3rd place. Jason on 5 laps younger tyres, hard tyres they are in comparison to Giggle and Jamie, which will give him somewhat of an advantage at this moment in time. The DRS Open on the Red Bull. Just seen Giggle making a move across the straight. They won't want to be doing that too many times, otherwise that could be perceived as weaving. Thinks about a move on the tyres for 6th place. Doesn't get through. Mason in 11th position. He's not made up much ground since the restart, unlike Rageman, who's pulling away at the front. But I can't imagine he'll have the same level of tyre grip in comparison to Jamie at this point now. But he will still want to gamble in case we do get a safety car, or even a virtual. I think even a virtual safety car would help him. He will prefer a safety car. Mega Gamer moves in front of Infamous, who's dropped down the order. A spin at turn 12 for the Red Bull. This is a bad dent for his championship. He cannot afford mistakes like this at this stage of the season. The man running in 2nd place in the title battle coming into this round, especially with Jamie, who is expected to move into the lead of the race here. Now the fastest up of the race at the moment is Mega Gamer in 8th place, outside the top 10. It's Infamous who would have that. Jason in 4th position with the DRS open. Just going to be a move on Giggle, not this time around. He really, really needs to win this race, this Jason. But so does Giggle. Buzzer holding off Matthias and Fozzie nicely. So his tyres are going to be falling away very shortly, if not now. He's coming in. So Buzzer coming in for his final pit stop. Should expect to see a 5-car battle for 5th place now. As we watch Fozzie get into the slipstream. He pulls alongside the Haas, but he's not close enough to do it. So there's Rageman, still maintaining a 6.5 second margin. If he was to pit now, he would come out behind Infamous. But he will be on much better tyres. Holding off Jason at the moment, but Jason will have the DRS on the pit straight here. Not close enough to have a go at the moment. They are closing on Jamie at the moment. Jamie appears to be conserving ERS. I think he knows that he's going to be in the lead once Rageman does pit in. Rageman in the lead, 7 seconds clear over the championship leader of Jamie. Giggle and Jason keeping him company in case McLaren decides to make a mistake. Of course, there is a constructors battle between Red Bull and McLaren hotting up there as well. McLaren with 111 points, Red Bull with 109 coming into this round. As it stands, it would be McLaren extending their lead. We'll work out the points come the end of the race anyway. And there's Mega Gamer, who should be within striking range to get a move done here on the tyres. He should be beginning to struggle on these hard compound tyres. We'll go for it into turn 1 this time. We may decide to surprise him a little bit into turn 4, which we've seen a few drivers do. He's got a much better exit here than the Haas's. Buzzer posts a new fastest up of the race. Mega Gamer going side by side with the Haas. To the outside, gets a wheel on the grass, they bang wheels a little bit. Mega Gamer down the outside, or going round the outside, over the curves there. I wonder if he's exceeded track limits by doing that. He doesn't appear to be. He's gone round the outside into turn 7, and that was a splendid overtake. But Matthias has spun round in the Haas, off the track. He may feel that the Aston Martin overtook him by going off the racetrack at turn number 5, but he's lost out big time through all that at the end of it. Rageman in the pits then for Alpine with 6 laps to go in this race. Probably left it as far as he could, if I'm honest with you. He needs to make the most of this now. Soft tyres going on. As we have seen Mega Gamer hit the barrier. He's hit the barrier as Mega Gamer. What a disaster. Now he needs to move, otherwise we are going to get a safety car. We've got a safety car now. So Mega Gamer's crashed into the pit wall. He's struggling to get it in reverse. Now he's got it in reverse. And his accident has resulted in the safety car making a 3rd appearance in this race. Now that could change things. Raceman's just made his last pit stop. He's running in 5th position. They've not caught up to the safety car yet. I think we could well be in for a 2-lap shootout by the time this race is done. Now if you're the leaders, what do you do? I think if you're Jamie, you may want to stay out. Giggle may want to stay out. But they're going to be on worn hards in comparison to a lot of the others who are going to be on new softs. So Jamie, what does he do here? Does he come into the pits? He does. Giggle will come into the pits. Jason comes into the pits. What does Fozzie Bear do? He may want to pick up the pace a little bit here because he's got his teammate right behind him. He will not want to be holding him up. He doesn't. He's going into the pits as well. Jess goes in. Rageman will move in front. He should take the lead of the race here. He does so. Mason moves up to 2nd. He also stays out. So Mason taking a gamble here. Whilst Jamie, Jason, Giggle and Jess rejoin the circuit. Fozzie Bear rejoins the track in 6th place. Or 7th now, because Buzz has just moved in front of him. So your race order is Rageman in the lead, Mason 2nd, Jamie 3rd, Jason 4th, Giggle 5th, is Buzzer, Fozzie Bear, Jess, Infamous, Matthias, Mega Gamer, and Smith and Chris, whose car is controlled by the AI at the moment, in 12th. Now, if it was to remain as it is now, Jamie would pick up 14 points, which will see his championship total increase to 75. Infamous, who's running in 9th place, would pick up only 4. We'll see his total increase to 60. He would be 15 points behind Jamie at the moment. Jason, who's in 4th place, would net 12 in his total. He's looking for the fastest lap of the race at the moment. That's set by Buzzer, who's in 6th. As Mega Gamer picks up a time penalty now, didn't need that at all. Not at this stage of the race, under safety car conditions. So I would expect the safety car to come in at the end of the start, so we could well get a 3-lap shootout to the finish. At the moment, Rageman, with him leading, if he was to win this race, he would mathematically stay in the title hunt. If Mason was to finish 2nd, that would give him 17 points. He'll lead him on 67 points and move up to 2nd place in the championship. But he has got a massive task on his hands to keep hold of that 2nd position. He probably won't want to get in the way of Jamie, because he's his teammate. but he's in the fight for the championship and the constructors as well, don't forget. So McLaren have got a tough ask here in terms of what they should do. Giggle, who's in 5th place, would get 10 points. He would move up to 57, 18 points behind at the top. The safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. The lights are off, so we are going to be in for a 3-lap shootout to the end of this Spanish Grand Prix. P4 tier, season 21 in One Hub Racing. Now, when does Rageman decide to go? He's not gone yet. He's gone now. 3 laps to go then. Who is your money on? Rageman, does he decide to defend here? Because Mason is right in his wheel traps. Or wheel tracks, I should say. And Mason's outbraked himself into turn 1 there. And the Ferrari's gone off. He makes contact nearly with the Alpine. And Mason's gone onto the grass. So Giggle has gone down the order, and he could well be out of championship contention after that. Matthias has also gone for a spin in the Haas. So Rageman stays in the lead. Jamie up into 2nd place. It's Jason ahead of Bazza, who's carrying a time penalty. Then it's Fozzie Bear in 5th. As we've seen numerous yellow flags at the moment. Giggle has continued on, but he's lost places. And he's probably lost his chance now in the championship. You see Jason approach Jamie. He'll be happy with his 2nd place at the moment. Bazza will fall behind Fozzie Bear and Jess as it stands. He's going to be on worn softs by the end of this race, so I doubt he's going to be able to hold on here. There's Jason. He's got a good exit coming out of turn 15. He needs to pass Jamie here. He fast enough for the race, goes to Rageman. Jason will want to move in front of Jamie here. Does he go for it into turn 1? The answer is yes, he goes for it. Side by side as they go through turn 2. Do they leave each other enough room? The answer is yes. Jason up the inside as they go through turn 3, the sweeper. And Jason moves in front, does he? Not quite so, but he's got the inside line into turn 4. They need bone wheels, and Jason moves in front. So Jason in the Red Bull takes 2nd place away from the championship leader. Further behind, Bazza's holding up Fozzie Bear. Jess Infamous is in 7th place now, ahead of Mega Gamer, who's carrying a penalty. I'm just looking to see whether Fozzie Bear does decide to make a move on Bazza. I think he's going to need to, because he's going to have Jess Infamous and Mega Gamer breathing down his neck on the final lap. Doesn't go for it yet. May go to the outside. Giggle moves in front of Matthias now into 10th position. He won't be happy with his finish, that's for sure. Making a move on Mason as well, as Rageman posts a new fastest lap again in the Alpine. We're now on to the final lap. DRS is enabled. It looks like Mega Game has gone for another spin in the Aston Martin just before the last turn. And he's been disqualified for being around the wrong way, so that's a real terrible shame there for him. Promising race gone up in smoke. Jess has lost a position also to Infamous, so Jess has dropped down a position. As Buzzer continues to hold up, he'll lose 3 places as it stands with his penalty. And now we watch the leaders come through. Rageman on his way to his 2nd win of the season. To go with one, well, it's his 1st win of the season, I should say. He would move on to 50 points as it stands, and with Jamie finishing 3rd, he would only be 23 points off the top with 2 rounds remaining. So it's still very much possible for him to snatch the championship from his nose. He's making his way through The last turn now, the right-hander onto the pit straight. Raceman for Alpine in P4 tier wins the Spanish Grand Prix in One Hub Racing. His first win of the campaign. Jason takes second place. He'll be very happy with that. Jamie will be satisfied with third to keep himself in the lead of the championship. Fozzibert crosses the line up to fourth now with Buzz's penalty. Infamous fifth. He'll be disappointed with that. Jess is sixth. Another good haul of points for her. Buzzer is seventh with the penalty.